misconception that misconception that cursive writing is equal to calligraphy, which is not actually. So cursive, there are a few overlaps, but then calligraphy has its own rules and it has evolved with these rules. So once you follow it, it's much more methodical than just cursive writing. And again, since calligraphy is an art, there is flexibility in terms of creating your own font and then using calligraphy. So I'll generally, speak about why we need it. So art, it makes your being richer. It grabs the right attention. So depending on how you write a few sentences, you can direct a person's attention towards your, say, an invitation or a greeting card. So those places are where you usually see calligraphy, right? Even in newspapers. So there will be certain things that are written in large font. A few are written in small font. Some may be written very flowery. So depending on how it is written, you give it a certain kind of reaction and you give it a certain kind of attention. So that gives you more control over how your work is perceived. So today, calligraphy is a very, very large topic, but we'll go through some basic rules which will get you started on using calligraphy. Okay, so the tools required are essentially a brush pen or a specific, you get calligraphy pens. But at the same time, there is something called faux calligraphy. Faux is like fake calligraphy, where you can use double line and add thicknesses with a normal point pen and achieve very similar results. So today what we'll be doing is faux calligraphy. So you don't need a brush pen or a specific calligraphy tool. So yeah, let's just start with the steps that we need to go through. Let's start with 8 basic strokes that help you convert any of your writing into calligraphy. Okay? Get your tools ready. Have a pencil, an eraser, and any point pen. Even a sketch pen is good. But you will all start with guidelines and a pencil so that you can fix it in case you go wrong. Okay, so these are the basic 8 strokes that we do in calligraphy. I'll quickly tell you what they are called. So one basic rule that we follow in calligraphy is whenever we go up, take any line up, it's a very thin and sharp line. And whenever we take a turn down, then we create a thick line. Now using a brush pen or a calligraphy pen, it's a easier step because using the pen correctly at a correct angle, you'll be able to achieve both thin and thick lines. But in case you're using a normal thin pen, then you'll have to create double lines wherever you need a thick line. So you'll start observing your letters better. Okay, so yeah, like I said, cursive writing and calligraphy has a lot of overlap. So these rules will be followed in cursive also. So the first rule is a downstroke. I'll just go through it once and then we'll write together, okay? So the first one is a downstroke. Now, as the name suggests, you're going down, so the line will be thicker. So if you use a normal pen, you can do a single line, make it double, and sort of fill it in. That's why it's faux calligraphy. If you had a brush pen, a thick stroke would have done the downstroke. Now the second stroke is a upstroke. As the name suggests, you just sway a line up. Then there is a U. Again, when you write the U, observe that you start with a downstroke, then you go up. So where there is a down stroke, you'll make it thicker. As you go up, it becomes thinner. Then there is a downward U, so an upturned U. So you go up first, so no thickness. As you go down, it will become thicker. The next one is a simple oval. As you see, all these strokes, a combination of these will get you all the letters. So in the oval again, if I start from the top line, I'll go down first and then up. So where I went down, the line becomes thicker. As I go up, it becomes thinner. Then there is this loop where you go up first, then down, then up. That's the sixth one. Then there is an ascending loop where you go up and come down. For example, in the letter H. And then there is lastly, the descending loop where you go down first and then go up. For example, in the letter J. Now, if you can see these are all written in calligraphic font where you can observe that, for example, this oval is used in the letter A, again in the letter D, again in the letter G. So, one major difference in cursive and calligraphic font is, so if you write the letter A in cursive, you just go like that. This is visible, right? But if you were to write it and if you were doing calligraphy on this, you would write the same thing in three parts. So first, a upstroke. Very well. So first an upstroke, then an oval. I'm writing it separately so that you can see the three parts. And thirdly, a downstroke with a sway. Right? So 1, 2, and 3. It might not look very nice right now, but when you add the right thicknesses to it, then wherever you go down, for example, in the oval, this thing will be a downstroke. And again in this, since we went down, this will be a thicker line. Okay, I'll show it to you on paper, it will be much better. So say if I were to write A, so I'll take an upstroke, then I will create an oval, then I will create a down line with a sway. Now, like I said, in the oval, the first part of it comes down, so it will be thicker. As you see, I've created a thickness there, and then another thickness will be created here because this line also I came down, but I stopped here because from here I went up. Now you fill in those double lines. To get the calligraphic A. Now, had this been a cursive A, simply, maybe you would have written it. As you see, it makes a difference. So, it would really help to practice these 8 strokes, because only when you practice them many times, you will start seeing in each of the letters where these strokes get used. Okay, so I would suggest you do all the strokes once. You can do it once together.
Rashmi, maybe in Radha Krishna, you can teach them
Okay, so I could go directly to the next
Go
mode, right?
directly. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll use these strokes and mainly the concept of thicker line when you go down. We'll start with a easier project. We'll do Om first. I'll show you an example. So for Om, I would suggest you use 6 guidelines, equally spaced. And I'll take a fresh sheet so we can do it together. So take a different colored light pen or a pencil and draw 6 equidistant lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll draw my 6 lines first. I hope you do the same. Just for the sake of accuracy, because any font you do, the more accurate you are, the neater it looks. 1. Like I said, it's always better to start with a pencil. So I have this. And observe that the Om, it starts on line 3, goes up to line 2, comes down to line 4, again comes down to 6, goes up to 4, goes down to 5. Similarly, this starts at 4, comes down, and then comes up to 4. Things like this just ensure consistent results every time. So, whenever you have guidelines, always make sure everything starts and ends at a guideline. So, for example, even the dot, you make it sit centrally on the top line. So such small things will usually help you increase accuracy. And once you do it with pencil, if you're not happy with the shape, if the proportions don't look very nice, you can always erase and fix it. So the first step is guidelines. Second step is you do the basic shape with pencil. Then you take your pen, screen, and the first time you do it, don't think about thickness. Make it all equal thickness. Okay. Now, the next step is to identify where you went down and where you went up. You might get confused when things start going at an angle, but even at an angle, if it is an upward angle, you're still going up. So don't make it thicker. Only if you're coming down. Then you gradually add thickness and make it fade it into that. So now, if I start from this point, I'm going up, so no thickness. As I come down here, that is thickness. So we'll do it in parts, okay? So up, no thickness, down, I'll add thickness. That's one part done. Again, down till here. So again, I'll add thickness here. Again up, so no thickness, and then down. So from here, I need thickness. I'll give it that extra. Here again, we go up till here, but we start going down. So add thickness, then up. Ready the last part, this thing here, and going down, going up. Now I fill it in. That gives you an idea of how you see that it's not fully thick. It gradually starts getting thicker and joins back where the line changes direction. So I'll fill it in. Let me fill it in.
Hare Krishna, Rashmi Mataji. Can
Yes.
you take your diary a little bit up?
Sure.
Yes, thank you.
So for calligraphy, lets you use sketch pen or any other tool, and still you can get similar results. Then again, as I said, you can design your own forms also, but these basic rules will help you make it look like formal writing. Okay, try this out. You can also add a color if you like. Wherever I added thickness, I could add one color. It's up to you how you like it. That's our first project. Now, okay. So cursive sentence, somebody asked, I think going through all the letters, we might not have the time. But Sonia, do you think we have time for doing all letters once, or should we go to the next?
No, Rashmi, next project or teach them
Next one,
Radha
right?
Krishna.
Okay, so yeah, hopefully some other way, or if you contact me, I'll help you help you with cursive. So next we'll go into writing a longer word. This was a practice Om. Now let's do Radha Krishna.
Rashmi, how many lines they should draw on the paper now, this time for Radha Krishna?
This time 4 should be enough.
4 for each Radha and 4 for Krishna, because they
Yeah,
won't.
if you have a wider thing, then even you'll be able to do it in one line. But like I did before, I had a narrower sheet of paper. So something like this. Then I did it in 2 parts. So you're free to choose. But we'll do it together. This thing looks very thick overall. So, but the important thing is it has 4 guidelines. So draw your 4 guidelines. So I think the first step to writing well is to always use guidelines. Because if your letter size is even, it immediately starts looking professional. That's one. Like I said, if you're using a wider paper, you probably don't need to do it 2 sets, just one will suffice. That was first step, guidelines. Second step will be taking a pencil and starting your lettering. So we'll start with Radha. So again, in calligraphy, you can either go slanted or straight. I prefer going slightly slanted. Let's do that. And now when you're writing, start noticing if you're going down or up while writing. Okay. R, I'd like to take the A down, R slide down, then A again with the upstroke, then oval, then the downstroke, then again an oval for D, a long downstroke, then the ascending loop. And notice that for H, you'd usually write H like this in cursive. But if it is calligraphy, you make a loop, but you start the loop of H from the bottom, like that. So, like that. Then again for A, an oval, and the downward loop. That's the first step. That's Radha. Now we'll do Krishna. Okay. Try to keep your angles similar. R again, upward loop. Again for H, you take the loop from the bottom and not from the center. Same thing for N, the loop starts at the bottom. Over for A. Done. Now, I'm using the dot for I as a feather. Since Krishna is associated with peacock feathers, we could take the top line of K, maybe bring it down. And create a peacock feather here. That's just sort of artistic license that you can take and just makes it more interesting. So if you have other ideas, feel free. Like in this case, I used the 2H and made peacock feathers on them. Here in Hari Om, I took the feather up and brought it down to the dot of I. So that way you can be creative and think of things that will make the lettering more interesting. Okay, now the second step. Without any thickness, we'll just go through the lines again. At this stage, you can correct it if you like. If you feel something is not even, since it's in pencil, you fix it. Now I'll just cover everything with sketch pen. So every time you write the same letter, it should look the same. That's why it takes a lot of patience and practice. And in case you're confused about a few letters, don't worry, you can't go extremely wrong. Just make sure the evident ones, you make it thicker, and you always follow the guidelines. With that, there are of course many ways of writing S or many ways of writing R, but either of the ways will work. Now that I've covered it in pen once, now I'll start adding thickness. Just to show the difference, let me do it in green. So the first line, very clearly from top to bottom, I'll add a line there. Again, the loop, I go flat. So if you're going horizontal, no thickness. Only if you're coming down. Start giving thickness here. And this also gives thickness. Now in A, only the oval gets thickness on one side. Here, the D again, that's an oval. So here and the downstroke. In H, it's an ascending loop, thickness only on the downside. Same thing for A. One H I forgot. Here also, we go up and then down, so I'll add thickness here. Okay. Now for Krishna again, K, it's a downward line. You can skip this since we are going only up and then down here. If you're not very sure, if you're writing big letters and you feel you might make a mistake with sketch pen, you can do the double lining with pencil too. H, same thing. And same thing down. You'll see that all the connecting loops remain thin. That's it. Now whatever I made a double line, I'll just fill it in. Fill it in with green. We have an extra pencil line here. That's how it appears after that.
Thank you, Rashmi. Children, take 5 minutes to finish your work, and then you will be sent to breakup. I mean, to your respective rooms, where the teachers are going to check your work. Shweta Mataji, you may start with the preparation of sending the kids into their rooms. Huh?
Okay.
That will
Okay,
also
Mataji.
take 2-3 minutes now.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, all the breakout rooms are open. Rashmi Mataji, can you please check if you're able to go to any of the breakout rooms?
Sure, I'll start with the room 1.
Yeah, sure.
Shweta Mataji, if any volunteer is not there in any of the rooms, you can send me there, Mataji, because in room number 4, Naina Mataji is there.
Yeah, Mataji, I have assigned everyone, all the volunteers, one room, and I have assigned you also to room number 4.
Okay. Mataji, can you send me once again to room number 4, please?
Sure, Mataji. I will just try. I will send room number.
And Mataji, please start sending Rashmi also.
Rashmi Mataji is also there in room number 1, I guess.
Acha, theek hai, Mataji.
Yeah.
How to go actually, if you can teach me, I will only go.
Yeah, actually, Mataji, if you see, there is an option for breakout room. There is an option breakout room. I have made you the co-host, so you should be able to see it. Do you have an option more, Mataji? More.
Mataji, actually, I'm not able to click on, one second.
Yeah.
See, when I right click, mute, audio stop, choose background, pin, spotlight, hide, rename. No, Mataji, there is no option as more with me.
No, Mataji, not in more, but in the screen itself, in the Zoom screen where you are,
Yes, Mataji, there
Yeah.
is one option.
Yeah.
Breakout room number 1, I can go there.
Yes, you can join any of the breakout rooms. You should have that option to hop across the rooms.
Acha, theek hai, Mataji. Thank you so much for teaching me this, Mataji.
Most welcome, Mataji. Hare Krishna, everyone. The rooms have been closed, so we should be having all the other kids in the main session soon. Hare Krishna, Sonia Mataji. All the kids are in the main session now.
Okay, Mataji. Even Rashmi is back. Yeah, Rashmi is also here. Okay, Rashmi, your kids are in my house, huh?
Wonderful to know. I was wondering if I should go on my cycle.
No, they are very much here, both of them. Okay, thank you, Rashmi, for the wonderful session. I just happened to see the calligraphy work of few kids, and from there itself, I can make out that they have enjoyed your session, and they have all of them have done beautiful work. So the takeaway from this session is that you have to have a lot of patience, and with patience, you can achieve anything in life. So let us thank our teacher, Rashmi Mataji. Let us raise our hands and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for her so that she grows spiritually also. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So let us see all of you tomorrow on day 3 session, sharp at 5:45. Hari Bol. Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you once again for the beautiful bhajan and a wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.